Okay, go.
Okay, the problem is these two feeds here, as you can see, look at my hands, coming out at the same angle out of the 1/6 inch, which is original. This is good, this valve system is good, and this valve system is good. However, when this is screwed on, it is on the same center line axis as this piece here. And no matter, even if you do shorten this nipple up to like that, there's no way to get this pipe on. And I will show you over on this side, this being that pipe, the pipe on, and this is where the flexible comes into that. This screwed into that. Again, these two are on the same axis as these two into the nozzles. So what has to happen to make this system work is that this whole pipe assembly here has to be rotated up. In other words, this has to come up a few inches to allow this to be screwed on and the pipe from number 2 to wrap around and go on that underneath this. And the pipe from here comes around and goes underneath this axis here. So the system, the pipes, flexibles are long enough, the valves are great, the reducer down going into, as you see here, going into the nozzle is perfect. One could get a shorter coupling here, but nothing to put a pipe wrench on it. So that's about as good as you're going to get. That's finger tight, and this could be finger tight. But the problem is the axis here is on the same plane as this axis here. So no matter how much you shorten this up, the pipe coming in here is still going to conflict with this. Reversely, same on this side. So the only solution that I see to this whole Marianne here is to take this entire assembly here and rotate it counterclockwise a few degrees to allow the pipe to come into this fitting here, and the pipe from here, or come into this fitting, come around to this fitting. And this will unscrew here. Maybe there are threads into this steel valve here. This is glued here where my fingers are. I really hate like hell to break this loose here. I thought perhaps if we cut one here, turned it up, it will solve the problem for this one here to come around underneath it. But we still have the problem with this being turned up, coming around and getting underneath here. So the way I see it, the only solution is take it from here, from right here where my hand is, take it off, rotate it up or down, whichever, to allow the pipe on both ends. Let me see if I can get this unscrewed here. I screwed it on here temporarily to see if the threads matched up, and they do. And they do. Well, you'll have to excuse me. I'm a little bit nervous and a little bit, not a little bit, completely at my wit's end of this thing. There you can see the whole situation. Now, if that assembly coming out of that main valve is rotated either up or down, preferably up like that, to allow the pipe in my right hand to come around and go underneath this one here in my left hand and vice versa, for my left hand to come around and go underneath this one here. And there you go.
Yeah, that's how much it has to come up.
It's got to rotate counterclockwise, probably about 3.5 inches in revolution distance. In order to rotate that, perhaps I can get on here and rotate it left, but then that's going to break this seal here. Now, it's more than obvious I can't rotate it clockwise because it's obviously more or less probably as tight as it ever would go. And if I tighten it more,
It'll break.
It'll break. So this has to be taken off. This is glued where my finger is. So then this whole assembly will have to be redone. And that's it today for the Hydro at 4245 Quartz Creek.